Hi, thank you for joining me. My name's Dan Sowden from Ray White. Just recapping the first quarter of 2015 with our newly published market monitor for the months of January, February and March. What you're reading the content was a whopping sales period for the group. 212 sales we completed in the 90-day period. That's a rise of almost 40% in the sales volume from the previous quarter in 2014. So a big change in the real estate market here on the Sunshine Coast in the last 90 days. What's driving this change? Our auction success rate each month was hovering around about that 87% range. At the time of producing the report, the success in the month of March was a little bit lower, but it brought our average down to around 70% over the 90-day period. We expect that to increase as the post-auction sales activity for that period continues to flow through. One of the big sales during the quarter was the home at 34 Bungama Street in Maroochydore. It sold for $465,000, $60,000 over the reserve price. Certainly a lot of sales occurring at the moment at auction over the reserve. That's been a bit of a trend that's been forming in 2015. Our buyer inspection numbers across the group are holding well as well, sitting at over 2,000 recorded buyer inspections per month. That's been quite consistent since mid-2014 and doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon. Of course, the private treaty sales is where the big activity is occurring. We've seen a rise in the number of transactions we've completed by almost 40%. What that means is that there's actually the same amount of property on the market this quarter as there was last quarter, but there's been a 40% increase in the number of transactions completed. So there's a lot of off-the-market deals occurring today. Properties being on the market for only 1, 2, 3, or even up to 5 days before a buyer is found and the property is sold. So there's a lot of transactions going on behind the scenes today. Who's buying? Investors versus occupiers. 63% of the contracts we drew in the first quarter were sold to owner-occupiers, certainly the dominant buyer group out there at the moment. Investors are still there, but they're often getting beaten on the auction day by zealous owner-occupiers wanting to get in to the property market. In relation to property management, of course, our occupancy rate at the moment is sitting at 99.68%. It's a very tight rental market at the moment. It's been very tight for over the last 2 or 3 years at the moment. We have seen rents though stabilising. They were rising towards the end of 2014. We've seen them stabilise in 2015. We expect that this is because our tenants are actually now finding their way into the purchasing market and vacating properties and then purchasing. So therefore there's a slight sort of hold in the rental prices just at the moment. Well, I hope you found the information useful. It is part of our market monitor. If you'd like to grab a copy, just email our office and we look forward to talking with you soon.